must know rock guitar moves, volume 17. So what was all that crap, right? Yes. Well, what I'm talking about today really is how to end a lick on the right note, and it all depends upon what chord you are playing over at the given moment. So let's talk about all this again. So the whole gist of this again is, as the chords go by, most of the chords in most songs, regardless of style, happen in 2-bar phrases. So keeping that in mind, here's what we've got. I am going to play along with my looped version of my backing track in A here, and to demonstrate the 2-bar phrases. I'm not going to play exactly what I put on the recording. I'm going to strip it down to the main chords. So the first 2 bars are really just an E power chord an A power chord to an F power chord, and the second part is going to be an E power chord for a measure going to a G power chord for a measure. So here's that. Let me fire it back up again. Here I go. Okay, here's the next part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Here it goes again. A for the bar. 1, 2, 3. Now F for a measure. E for a measure. 1, 2, 3. G for a measure. Now what is going on? Well, I'm going to use 2 of my essential licks here for this example. The first one being what I call, in my series of the 4 essential licks, I've got essential lick number 1, which is just this. We're in A pentatonic minor here, home position. I'm doing the whole step bend on the B string at the 8th fret. This guy. Whoops. I'm letting it go for 2 measures. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that covers the A minor or A to F power chord. So that note, that A note, when you get to the end of the first 2 chords, that F chord, that note that I play there becomes an A note. It's a chord tone of F. So that's the name of the game here. You end your phrases on a chord tone when you're learning. Well, yeah, you need to learn that. And so there's that part. The second 2 measures, I played essential lick number 2, which is a descending pentatonic lick. It goes like this. That's the original lick that ends on A, but it won't work over the second 2 measures because the last chord is a G. So I change the last note of the lick to become a chord tone of G. Now, if you look at a G chord, there's only 3 notes in that chord. You've got a G, you've got a D, an open G, you got a D, maybe a B over here, and a G on top. G, B, and D. So those are the safest notes you can end on. So what I'm trying to say is, you can take essential lick 2, or any other lick for that matter, and make it fit the chord that's happening underneath you by changing the last note to a chord tone. So let's look at essential lick 2 again in the normal way. So it's 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3. Well, it's a 2-bar phrase. Most phrases are. Now, as far as the fingering, well, here I'll outline it. On the high E, I pulled off from 8 to 5. On the B, I did the same thing. Pulled off from 8 to 5. On the G, I pulled off from 8 to 7 to 5. And I ended on the D string 7. That's an A note. That would fit the A chord or the F chord from earlier, the first 2 measures. But the second 2 measures, we've got E to G. So I've got to make sure that the lick sounds good with the G chord. So here's what we got. Again, the chord tones for G, you're looking at the chord itself, are G, B, or D. So check out what I did for the first example in my playthrough. I did this. I threw away the last note of the original lick, and instead of going here, I went like this. So the only difference is, instead of going from the G string 5 to the D string 7, I went back up. So this modified lick goes like this. High string A5. B string, A5. G string, I pulled off from 8 to 7 to 5. Then I went back to the 7th fret of the G, which is a chord tone, a D note of G. In fact, look at this. There's a little G chord right there, look. In the shape of a D chord, but it's a G right here. And the notes are, sure enough, G, B, and D. So that was my first example of modifying that lick. Here's the second one. I like this one. I stole this from Slash. He likes to end some of his phrases by bending up a half step into a chord tone. So this one goes like this. Check it out. Now what was that? It's essential lick 2 again. But this time I threw away the last note and I went over to the B string 7th and I did a half step bend. The 7th fret normally on the B is F sharp, so I pushed it up to a G. So again, the lick is still the same. High E, I pull off from 8 to 5. B string, same thing, pull off from 8 to 5. G string, pull off from 8 to 7 to 5. And then I ended up on the B string 7, half step bend, making a G note. So there's that one. The third example, I ended the lick when that G chord hit by going to the high E string. I went to the 8th fret, that C note, and I pushed it up to become a D. So, here's that one. So, and again, the walkthrough of the lick is still the same. High E string, pull off from 8 to 5. B string, same thing, pull off 8 to 5. G string, same thing, pretty much. Pull off from 8 to 7 to 5. Then I ended up on the high E 10th fret, it's a little bit of a jump. And I pushed the 8th fret up, that C note to become a D. So what's the big deal with all this? Well, I just wanted to show you that you have options, you know. You can get a lot of mileage out of one lick if you, A, know how to end the lick on the right note. And you have at least 3 choices in this case of notes you can end the lick on. So you know, you won't get bored to tears by just playing the same lick over and over. But again, you've got to focus on the fact that most chords happen in 2-bar phrases. Most of our basic licks are 2 bars long too. And it happens in every genre pretty much. Classical, jazz, rock, blues, bebop, whatever you can think of. Most of the phrases are 2 bars long. And that's the gist of this. So when you're just getting started, you have to become aware of all this stuff, you know. You have to, you know, it takes more than just learning the lick, you know, and getting it out of your frame, get your mind out of the way and be able to play the lick and hear what you're playing to. So you have to have an awareness of the groove, the tempo, the drums. I listen to the drums and the bass, yeah. And you have to know what the chords are underneath so you can steer your licks to, you know, to make them sound right. You can't just fire the lick off and hope it works because a lot of times it won't, and you'll fall on your face. So you don't want to do that. All right, I think that's everything, though, today. So I'm going to let you go. I'm going to put some tab at the bottom of the screen. I learned how to do that last week with, it's a combination of stuff. I use Guitar Pro to write the stuff out. And then I have to do a screen recording with OBS Studio. Then I have to put all that into Adobe Premiere Pro to combine the two. It's a pain in the ass. But if I want to get out of the amateur ranks of YouTube guitar guys, I got to do it, and I'm doing it. So, all right. So that's it. It's me, the Rock Doctor. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, order me a pizza. Just not that vending machine stuff. It ain't good. I tried it. It's not good. Anyway, I love y'all. I'm out of here. Bye.